Good evening and welcome to the Bedminster Township Committee meeting. This is our regularly scheduled meeting for November 6th. We recognize that we have a quorum of Township Committee here in person. Committeeman Stevenson, Committeeman Hickey, Committeewoman Fernandez, Committeewoman Moreski has an excused absence. Ms. Ray, may we please have the Open Public Meetings Act statement?
Yes, Mayor, adequate notice of this meeting of the Township Committee was sent to the Courier News Somerville, Bernardsville News Whippany, and to all subscribers and posted at the Township Municipal Building on January 10th, 2023.
Thank you. Please join me in standing for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
So November 6th. This is the election eve meeting. So before we start, just want to thank all the candidates who are running tonight. And just a reminder for everyone, not a lot of everyone's out here, but just a reminder for everyone to get out and vote. We are going to try to get through this agenda pretty quickly because Ms. Ray does have to get everything ready across the town for election. So we will start off with public comment. Now is the opportunity for the public to come up to some microphone and give public comment. Mr. Roden, if you don't mind going over to that microphone over there. Oh, there's a microphone over there. Your choice.
Michael Roden, Spencer Lane, Pluckman, New Jersey. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
So I'm here tonight on the October 16th Township Committee meeting. There was a resolution 2023-148 authorizing the execution of professional services contract with Nassau Capital Advisors LLC for a payment in lieu of taxes pilot feasibility study that was passed. The resolution calls for the developer KRE Group to deposit the sum of $15,000 in escrow to pay for the feasibility study. The KRE Group has planning board approval for a multifamily inclusionary project of 160 rental apartments and 20,000 square feet of retail space. Nassau Capital Advisors LLC is to provide an assessment for the need and structure of a financial agreement for the payment in lieu of taxes of real estate taxes. This assessment for the study for the tax exemption status of this project, receiving assistance from the New Jersey Housing and Mortgage Finance Agency, HMFA, application process to obtain a 4% low-income housing tax credit for up to 32 affordable units to be included in the project. The model will determine if the project requires a pilot agreement to be financially feasible with or without the 4% tax credits and a tax abatement at various pilot pay rates. It will be a township study, but the purpose of the report will be for the applicant submitting an application to the New Jersey Housing and Mortgage Financial Agency, HMFA, for a 4% low-income housing tax credit for this project. Nassau Capital Advisors, LLC, goes on to describe some of the projects they were involved in that use tax credits and HUD financing. They listed 6 previous projects that had the need and structure of financial incentives for redevelopment projects. Of the projects, One Westfield Place set aside a portion of the proceeds of which will finance $54 million in public improvements to the downtown area. The Rose Hall residential redevelopment project in Madison represented a public-private partnership between the development team, the Madison Board of Education, who was the seller of the property, and the Borough of Madison. The project featured an innovative pilot agreement which includes a sharing of the borough's pilot revenues with the Madison Board of Education. Other projects included in the Nassau Capital Advisors LLC letter were long-term tax abatement agreements, funding of off-track public improvements, utilizing an innovative RAB bond financing mechanism. Don't know what that is, but the KRE development on Burnt Mills Road is not a redevelopment project, but does provide a piece of the township low mod COA third round requirements. While I understand the potential drivers and benefits underlying a pilot agreement, I would ask that the Township Committee keep in mind those organizations that will also be impacted by the KRE development. Any residential development that is not age restricted will increase the demand on our school districts. We have seen this impact firsthand as a community with the construction of the hills. We should be mindful that even a two-bedroom unit can generate more than one child attending our school. In addition to school services, this development has the potential to expand demand on our fire and first aid organizations, which are separate entities from the municipal government. I just want to be sure that when considering a pilot payment from the developer and future developers for that matter, the Township Committee look to allocate funding to both the school district and our two fire companies and our first aid squad. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Roden.
Thank you, Mr. Roden.
And there's no other public. So we will move on with the meeting. We have two sets of meeting minutes to approve. October 16th Township Committee meeting, October 16th executive session meeting. Comments or questions regarding those meeting minutes? Seeing none, take a motion to approve.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Permits and raffles, we have one off-premise 50/50 raffle. This is a raffle to benefit the HSA Immaculate Conception School on March 16, 2024 at 10:30 p.m. at Fiddler's Elbow Country Club. Any questions or comments? Seeing none, take a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Monthly report discussion by subcommittee chairs, and we're gonna mix it up.
Okay.
We're gonna mix it up.
Okay,
let's do
it. Want me to start?
No.
I'll start.
What do you want to start? No,
Oh, wait.
you're gonna listen to Gina.
Thank
Yeah.
Gina?
Thank you, Mayor. So we had a busy month, the rec committee this October. Fall Fest, based off of the admission revenue, had close to 3,000 people, but for sure, I worked admissions all day, and anyone 3 and under didn't pay, so they were not counted in admissions revenue, but certainly where there was at least 1,000 of those, because Fall Fest definitely caters to our families with younger kids. So just based on my observation, I would say probably closer to about 4,000 residents were in attendance. All the food trucks, exhibitors, and vendors attended the event. It was a beautiful day outside. We couldn't have asked for a nicer day, and just a great community event as always. Yep. So thank you to everyone, from Neil Mastrobono, all of our DPW workers, all of our employees, from all of our volunteers, everyone for putting that together, and of course Robin for spearheading everything here at Town Hall. And then this past weekend, we had a trunk or treat, which was kind of like an odd thing because the hunt got moved back a week. So Fall Fest got moved back a week. So our trunk or treat actually landed after Halloween. But we had about 100 to 150 people attend the event, probably 50 to 75 kids. So, and lighter than in past years, just to the fact that it was after Halloween, but we had 12 trunks participate, including the rec department, Department of Public Works, and the police department. Basketball is up and running. We have travel and rec basketball practices beginning, and the basketball clinics. Basketball is a big thing here in Bedminster. So we're happy to see that up and running. And there's some after school enrichment programs such as Whiz Kid Lego engineering program, which is kind of cool. And a bunch of after school programs that will be going on throughout the school year. And that's my update.
Well, that's a lot. So Gina went through that pretty quickly, but we could really spend a lot of time talking about the work that Gina put into, along with Robin and with Kevin and with Neil, pulling off Fall Fest pulling up
Mhm.
trunk or treat. And speaking of trunk or treat, we still have some candy left over.
Mhm.
So, Mr. Roden,
Sure.
come on up. Coming back for Mayor Roden as well. We have Snickers full size and Kit Kats full size. No, bring something back. No, you're not.
That's on.
Oh, man. Gonna show up at home with the chocolate.
He won't eat it.
No.
Then you can have two pieces. Jake? It might be, maybe.
There might be
It may
M&Ms
be
in
in our
there.
next meeting
There
as
might be
well.
some M&Ms in there, Jake.
Oh, now you're hitting.
Yeah.
So just congratulations to the rec,
Yeah, that's
rec
great.
committee, rec department, DPW, Robin, to everyone on your staff for pulling it off. We were, a couple years ago, we were actually in danger of losing.
Yes, absolutely. So
We were
the
in danger of
town really
losing
pulled
Fall
it
Fest.
together.
And once again, thank you to Gina and rec committee and for everyone in town hall for taking it up and carrying it through. So great job. Thank you, Gina. Committeeman Hickey.
Wow, he is mixing it up
Yeah,
tonight.
mixing it up.
Thank you, Mayor. Board of Health, a couple of quick updates. A flu shot clinic was conducted on November 1st where 40 flu vaccines were administered. Many thanks to the County Health Department, as well as our own Janine DeLeon and Chief Brienza for making this event happen. Severally, the County Health Department has been following up on a rodent complaint in the Village Green neighborhood. The property manager had originally complained.
Not a rodent complaint.
No, a rodent.
Rodent.
Yes, yes,
complaint.
yes.
Okay.
Mr. Roden is behaving.
Okay.
Yes, yes. The property manager had originally complained about uncovered dumpsters in the adjacent business district, and the county health inspector came out to ensure the surrounding businesses were in compliance. During that same inspection, the health inspector discovered that while Village Green had trash enclosures, the lids on the dumpsters inside had been removed to accommodate the low roofs on these structures. That's a violation of our health code, which requires refuse containers and dumpsters be covered at all times. Village Green was cited and fined, and following an appearance in municipal court, they pled guilty and agreed to remediate the situation. The roofs on the enclosures have since been removed and lids placed on the dumpsters to the satisfaction of county health. And Mayor, that's all I have.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Committeeman Stevenson.
Thank you, Mayor. You know, when you talk about Fall Fest, I thought you were going to say we'd take some time and break down the food options because we could do that for a while. That was outstanding.
Yeah.
I approve.
There's
That
so
was
many.
fantastic. Good job with the food. Anyway, I digress. Good evening, everybody. As far as updates, our DPW, we've started the leaf pickup, and Kevin, I did everything possible this weekend to make sure you had stuff to pick up. So we're rocking and rolling, but get your leaves out there. We'll get it picked up. How long do you anticipate doing that? For a couple of
Weather
weeks?
dependent, we'll do the full month of November. I typically do 1 or 2 after December.
Okay, so,
Resolution is through the end of November.
okay, through the end of November. So that's great. We're obviously doing some Fall Fest cleanup. And we're on the list for some additional paving. I'm just waiting to get on the schedule. I've got HPC coming up later this month, and I'll have a report on that hopefully next meeting. That's all I've got.
That's great. So I'm just going to start with the farmer's market. Just notice, I think a lot of people do know this. Farmer's market continues through the second Saturday in December, but we are now opening at 10 a.m. instead of 9 a.m. because it gets cold. But now that we have jackets, maybe next year we'll keep it at 9 a.m. But so farmer's market is going on once again through second Saturday in December, but we are starting at 10 a.m. Land use board, last week.
Mayor, sorry to interrupt, but
Yes.
you might want to announce that we've got farmers market sweatshirts
Oh,
for sale.
You mean
Fall Fest.
Fall
Yeah,
Fest,
Fall
yeah,
Fest.
see, they look like a farmer's market. Yeah.
So if you want to pick up your Fall Fest long sleeve tees or your Fall Fest sweatshirts, Kevin will be selling them at the farmer's market
With coffee too.
with coffee. We'll have coffee there for you.
Sorry.
Land use board. So last week, the land use board had the second meeting for the application on Route 206 up at the Advance project. As you all may remember, this was a subject of a zoning and rezoning exercise. And the application was approved for a corporate headquarters space and for for smaller commercial retail buildings. And at the meeting, it was announced that the corporate headquarters space will be built for Fresh Pet, which will make that property their corporate headquarters. So we're very pleased to have Fresh Pet move into Bedminster. The building will be has been specifically designed for their uses. And Fresh Pet has, as you would expect with a pet food company, finds Bedminster to be a pet-friendly, dog-friendly community, and has committed to working with the rec director and the rec committee on improvements, particularly with regard to the dog parks. So we'll be setting up a meeting with the CEO of Fresh Pet and Neil and Gina and Doug. I would like you and Kevin to be there as the DPW reps and to figure out just exactly what you'd like, what you won't like for the dog park. But it was a very positive discussion with the folks from Fresh Pet. So we welcome them to Bedminster. And there is no land use board meeting this week. No, I don't believe there are any current applications that are scheduled for hearing for November. There may be some applications coming in later this month. So maybe something will be, we'll get something on the agenda for December. Ms. Ray, may we please have the administrator's report?
Yes, I just want to hop on the bandwagon here for Fall Fest. I just have to give a special thanks to Neil Mastrobuono, our recreation director, to Kevin Murray and his incredibly talented DPW staff. They are just top notch. And all of our township staff who assisted with the preparations leading up to the event. And also the day of. I mean, everybody really pulled together. We have an incredible team of enthusiastic, dedicated, and highly organized staff. Literally across the board, everybody pitched in, which was fabulous. And we had over 4,000 people, as Gina had mentioned, in attendance. We've already met, our team met after the event just to kind of process and review what worked and what didn't work from our perspective, things that people don't necessarily see. And we've already begun planning for next year. Kevin's team is really like Matilda this year, wait till next year. Also last week we sent out the governing body passed at our last October 16th meeting the privately owned salt storage ordinance. So we sent out letters along with a copy of the ordinance to 156 commercial properties and the Hills Development Management Companies. So as we get closer to the winter months, we figured we need to hit that as soon as possible. And that's in compliance with the state's new stormwater requirements. Reminder, well, you already covered the flu clinic, but I did want to say again, thank you to Amanda Amadino from the County Board of Health Preparedness Coordinator. She was a pleasure to work with. Janine was fantastic pulling it all together. Janine's the Board of Health Secretary. Chief Carson Crane of the Far Hills Bedminster Fire Department, and of course DPW for their assistance with setting up the firehouse. We couldn't do anything without DPW. And two more things. The New Jersey DOT fiscal year 2024 local aid grant. We found out last week that we are recipients of a grant in the amount of $269,768 to help with the paving of the Bedminster Village neighborhood. That neighborhood consists of Tuttle Avenue, Bedminster Terrace, Wildwood Avenue, and Riverwood Avenue. So Kevin and I met with the engineer last week just to kind of go over a game plan because we have the Union Grove Road grant as well as this one work together on a concerted plan over the winter to hit the ground running in April. So, and last but not least, it's
So just to confirm, so that'll be, you're going to target for April?
Well, we
It's
hope
actually prepared to go out to bid
in April.
in
To go out to bid.
the winter and be
Okay.
ready, hopefully award a contract April, May.
Okay,
Yeah.
great.
We're just
Be
trying
the
to,
first job of the contractors.
Right.
With the wave, so that's our goal this year instead of waiting, getting pushed back.
And so the project, you would combine the Union Grove and the
Well, it'll be two
village,
separate bids,
but hopefully end up with,
hopefully.
Right.
got it, understood.
Will they have the ability to bid both and separately or?
Yeah, that's it's a little more palatable, so it's more of a, it's a larger job, but it has to be two separate bids, is what Paul was explaining. So.
Understood. Okay,
Yeah,
thank you.
timing's always off, so we wanted to be prepared during the winter time for this. And tomorrow is election day. Just a reminder, the polls are open from 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. Residents will be voting here at Bedminster Town Hall, the Lamington Presbyterian Church, and Artillery Park Recreation Center in the Hills. All of our staff is ready here to assist voters with where they vote and how to vote, whether they're registered or not. And all they have to do is scan this on their phone, which will be at every polling location, to let them know it's been sent out via Rave and on the township's website. So we're ready to go. So we start tomorrow morning, 6 a.m. And that concludes my report.
Okay, thank you. We do have one ordinance to introduce. That's ordinance number 2023-020. This ordinance amends the township's general ordinance for the payment of various fees for township services. This would include a $20 fee if any payment has been returned unpaid. So I take it this is for bounce checks
That's correct.
along those lines.
That's correct. So I can just give you a quick summary. Back in 2022, we had 45 checks. If we charged, $20, it's $900 that we would have received. And in 2023 year to date, we've bounced 40 checks just out of the current fund that we've from people who have made deposits. So that's just our regular current fund. That does not include recreation programs and what have you. So it's a considerable amount of effort for our finance department to go through the motions. So we thought this was a necessary and appropriate ordinance to pass.
Okay, so if this ordinance is introduced tonight, the public hearing will be scheduled for November 20th, 2023, 7 o'clock in these chambers. Take a motion to introduce ordinance number 2023-020.
So moved. Let's go for it.
No, go. I'll be second. It's Chippendale, go ahead.
Gina?
So moved.
Thank you, Gina.
Second.
Ah.
We don't practice this way.
Roll call vote, please. Mr. Stevenson,
Aye.
Mr. Hickey,
Aye.
Ms. Fernandez,
Aye.
and Mayor Jacobs.
Aye.
Thank you.
So once again, with the introduction of that ordinance, the public hearing will be scheduled for November 20th at 7 o'clock. John, in advance of that public hearing, if you could just, I'd like to have you prepared at that meeting to discuss if you're aware of other municipalities with similar ordinances for fees for processing and reprocessing payments where there's been bounced checks.
I think there are, Mayor, and I think Bernard's may have one. I'm not quite sure how I would check whether other municipalities had such, but I certainly will look into it.
John, we leave it in your hands to report back to us then, so thank you. We do have,
It's not unusual for towns to have that.
understood, and Robin, I take it that we don't have one currently, obviously.
We do not, but there are most of our surrounding municipalities have them.
Okay.
Including.
I'm gonna look right now as you speak further.
Okay. We do have one ordinance for public hearing, which is ordinance number 2023-019. An ordinance authorizing the funding for the purchase of turnout gear for the Pottersville Volunteer Fire Company. Take a motion to open the public hearing.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Okay, so once again, this is an ordinance that would authorize the purchase of turnout gear in the sum of $12,000 from the Capital Improvement Fund. The amount in this ordinance was previously allocated and budgeted for during the budget session, so this is nothing new. It's nothing unexpected. We certainly discussed this at length during the budget meetings. So, Robin, any questions or comments, or Kevin, anything from you?
No, it's just standard procedure. As you said, it's been previously determined during the budget process.
Okay, Township Committee, any comments, questions?
No.
Nope. Seeing none, we'll open up for public comment. Do any members of the public have any questions regarding ordinance number 2023-020? I'm sorry, 019. Seeing none, I'll take a motion to close the public hearing for ordinance number 2023-019.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank
And I
you.
will take a motion to approve ordinance number 2023-019.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call vote, please. Mr. Stevenson.
Hi.
Mr. Hickey.
Aye.
Ms. Fernandez.
Aye.
And Mayor Jacobs.
Aye.
Thank you.
We have 4 items on the consent agenda. Do any members of the Township Committee want to pull any of those items off for individual consideration? And just a reminder, consent agenda are resolutions of a routine nature. However, at the committee's discretion or any committee person's discretion, any item can be pulled off for individual consideration. Seeing none, we'll take a motion to approve the consent agenda.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call vote, please. Mr. Stevenson.
Hi.
Mr. Hickey.
Aye.
Ms. Fernandez.
Aye.
And Mayor Jacobs.
Aye.
Thank you.
We have 2 resolutions for individual consideration. The first is resolution number 2023-154. This resolution authorizes the award of a contract to Foley Power Systems, Inc. for the purchase and installation of a standby Caterpillar emergency generator for the Town Hall Administration Building through the Educational Services Commission of New Jersey Cooperative Purchasing Program pursuant to local public contracts law. I'm going to, Kevin, I'm going to direct this to you.
Yes, Mayor.
Sure.
I'm going to walk us through the, how we ended up with Foley Power.
Fully Power is co-op, so 1, we don't have to go out to bid.
Thank you.
2, I have a 3 lead time from them since it's Foley's an authorized Caterpillar dealer. The big part with this is it's ARP funds, which we are kind of running out of time to utilize. So this was something that was budgeted in 2022, and then an additional funds were added in 2023. So this covers the Town Hall building, emergency service generator. There will be additional soft costs with this. The rough cost for PSE&G to run the gas line was about $10,000. We spoke to Paul about having some periodically inspections throughout this process, just to have a little more coverage from him and our electrical engineer. So that covers Town Hall, and then Public Works. It seems like for that generator, we would be utilizing the current sewer generator, since that one's not large enough with the new upgrades that are going to happen. So we'll have a savings on the purchase there and just have a fee.
So
Something I'm trying to utilize, but if I can get that brand now, 95% to utilize the ARP funds before our deadline.
So a couple of questions. How were the dimensions of this and where do you intend on locating it?
It's going to sit just on the other side of the dumpster enclosure. I'm not sure about the dimensions. They're all pretty standard. I imagine it's probably a 6x12 concrete pad. And the Township Public Works Department will install.
So the dumpster enclosure over
Right behind here.
there.
Yeah, this has soundproofing enclosure.
I was going to ask about
And
sound.
We'll be installing fence around,
Okay,
so it's not an eyesore as you drive down.
okay.
There's already fence behind.
There's a fence
The rest-
behind, there's a fence behind over there.
Yeah, but we're gonna wrap the entire thing in fence.
Okay. And what is your construction schedule? Well, I guess what's your schedule for delivery and what's your schedule for the concrete pad and any other work?
So for the delivery of the unit, they're looking April, if we give approval this month. It's about 5 to 6 months out. And once they have everything on site, then they're gonna move forward.
And through the ARP funds, everything's already budgeted, allocated.
Correct.
Okay,
So we have 300,000 budgeted for this project, and this is 136 plus the additional soft costs. I'm anticipating probably 160 to 170 all in for Town Hall.
and so with the soundproofing that's built into the system and with the fence, do you have any idea of what the sound impact would be?
I do not, but I promise you it'll be quieter than one at the police station.
Okay,
So that was substantial.
Okay, and this would, this is, I assume there's going to have, other than just weekly or daily or monthly, just startup and shutdown. This would only be operated during periods of power outages.
They're under the Air Quality Act, for this DEP, you can't have an automatic test time anymore. So anytime we test our generators, which we do typically once to two times a month, I have to check the air quality in the area to make sure it's a good day for us to actually test. So we'll pick the day. We try to do, the first Monday of the month just to be consistent with all of our generators.
And natural gas, so where's the line going to come up from?
It's
It's already on that side?
on the lake, so we just have to run it on
So
the
it's
grass.
going to run alongside the side of the building
Correct,
all the way back there.
correct.
Okay.
Which gives natural gas in as well, or down the road if geothermal, if you do have any issues with our geothermal, gets us the gas to the better. So the line will be large enough if we ever do want to expand on.
Okay. And do you have an estimate for the soft cost, whether it's engineering or for the PSE&G install?
PSE&G's about 10,000,
Okay.
and then my assumption is probably 10,000.
Is that still, that's all still coming out of the ARP funds?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Township committee,
What?
questions?
No, just, you said we had budgeted 300,000 and then it's gonna cost like, total of like 170 or 160.
Yeah.
So then the other funds that were budgeted for that, what are we doing with those? Or just,
So
because I know we have to spend the ARP funds before
2024.
2024.
Right, so the DPW hookup, I'm looking to have 95% of it ran until the generator is decommissioned for the sewer plant, and we can just hook it up the remaining 5%. I've gotten a verbal quote of anywhere between $30,000 and $40,000 to do that.
Okay,
So we'll be under budget overall for the entire project.
right, but that we're still using all the funds that the ARP funds, like they're all being used up. That's just, I just want to make sure they're being used by 2024.
So that's why I'm trying to get the public works infrastructure put in place, so we can figure out what that remainder is going to be, and hopefully have time to utilize the funds elsewhere.
Yes, okay, that's what I
We
want.
have to have an earmark by the end of 2024.
So I don't want to lose it, so I.
That's what I mean, use it or lose it, so let's use it, yeah, that's what I say. I mean, it's great that it's coming in under what we had budgeted for, but just make sure that we use the funds, in the best way possible.
And Kevin, I'm presuming this is liquid cooled, right? Not air cooled?
Correct.
Okay, so it's much quieter than your ordinary home generator, which is air cooled and very noisy. So will minimize the impact to the neighbors. Thank you.
Who knew there was such a thing?
You get to drive it.
Liquid cooled?
Kevin will give you the keys.
Wait,
and you
does
can
it have
drive
wheels?
What's that?
Does it have wheels?
No, it doesn't.
If you want to get a trailer one, you can.
No, it doesn't, but we'll let you drive it anyway.
Okay, thank
So
you.
this allows continuity business for us, which is important. So
Yes.
we do lose power, whether it's a cooling or warming charging station, or
Yeah.
just to allow our employees to continue through the day.
All right,
We're in
the
Sandy, we
infrastructure,
needed
yeah.
places to warm and charge and yeah,
As we learned,
absolutely.
Sandy.
And
That's
we
right.
Lose power more and more often for no reason on beautiful sunny days.
And we learned, and to Robin's point, it just wasn't Sandy, it was also during Ida, right? So that we,
Wasn't there?
so
Yeah,
that we
just-
became,
that was recently, right? Yeah.
yeah, so we became an impromptu warming and staging center for folks who got stranded during Ida, so in this building, so
Yeah.
good purchase. Seeing no other comments or questions from Township Committee, take a motion to approve resolution 2023-154.
So moved.
Second,
It's harder with just three of us.
yeah, it is.
It's hard to do the roll call vote too. Mr. Stevenson,
Aye.
Mr. Hickey,
Aye.
Ms. Fernandez,
Aye.
and Mayor Jacobs.
Aye.
Thank you.
Next is resolution 2023-155. This resolution authorizes the municipal clerk, Ms. Ray, to certify that the Township Committee has reviewed the completed 2023 best practices inventory at a public meeting. Ms. Ray.
Yes, Mayor. So every year in November, there's this activity that we go through, the various departments throughout the municipality, answer a list of questions, from the state of New Jersey Department of Community Affairs. Some are scored, some are not scored. And a total possible points is 40. And we scored a 38 out of 40, which means that we will not have any state aid withheld from us. So there are municipalities that don't necessarily score so high. Some of the questions had to do with cybersecurity, your financial procedures, the new lead paint laws, stormwater compliance ordinances, and so on and so forth. So, this was sent out to everybody for review at the township committee level, and we're looking to a resolution for consideration to approve our submission of the 2023 best practices.
And so just for the record, 38 out of 40, what were the two items that we did not satisfy?
So one of them had to do with our sewer utility, had to do with some municipalities have to do a very intense reporting for sewer and water. We're just strictly sewer. We don't provide water, so we couldn't take the points on that one. And there was also another one that had to do with the passing of the municipal budget. The way our timing works, we're always a week behind than what the state allows, just based on our meeting schedule. And those were
Comments or questions from Township Committee?
No, thank you.
Seeing none, I'll take a motion to approve resolution number 2023-155.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call vote, please. Mr. Stevenson.
Aye.
Mr. Hickey.
Aye.
Ms. Fernandez.
Aye.
And Mayor Jacob.
Aye.
Thank you.
I'll take a motion to approve the bill list pending review of individual invoices.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call vote again, please. Mr. Stevenson.
Aye.
Mr. Hickey.
Aye.
Ms. Fernandez.
Aye.
And Mayor Jacob.
Aye.
Thank you.
Any items for new business? Seeing none. Old business, Robin, do we have any update on the DOT discussions?
No, we do not.
Okay, let's keep that up there. Committeeman Hickey, Committeeman Hickey and Committeewoman Fernandez, any updates on your utility matters?
Yes, Mayor, one update on Altice. We have some good news and a little bit of bad news on the fiber build. I'll start with the bad news. Due to the rainy weather and the local geology, the construction is running a bit behind schedule. So as a result, Four Oaks will be the last neighborhood completed before the winter sets in, with Knollcrest now being pushed to the spring. The good news is, and I know this body has asked this question before, the initial set of neighborhoods where the build has been completed are being released from construction, which means that sales now has the green light to notify customers of the free fiber upgrade. So notices will go out to Cortland and Wynwood because they have already been released, and Wood Duck Pond is scheduled to be released on or about November 15th. So we look forward to hearing some customer feedback once folks are able to take advantage of the upgraded service. What is becoming evident is that this will be a multi-year endeavor in terms of the build itself. 17 of the 21 Bedminster associations have already signed up, and I received verbal confirmation last week that the 18th will sign imminently. That means the Bedminster Big Dig will continue throughout 2024 and beyond. And just a thank you to the folks from Altice for making this much needed investment in Bedminster. Mayor, that's all I have.
Great, thank you. Gina, any
I have
update on
no updates? Thank you, Mayor, but thank you, Colin, for all your hard work on all the utility projects, specifically the Altice.
Thanks, Gina.
Thank you, Putnam Park Housing. No, there's no update there, but we will keep that on for old business. We do have an executive session tonight. Kevin?
Mayor, just to touch on utilities, I attended a pre-construction meeting for New Jersey American Water's extension of the water line running down Holland from 206 to Holland to Fowler. So for the Fowler section, it does cross into Bedminster. But this will directly affect our residents. The start date is looking for the 20th of November, and they're looking at a 2-month build out. So they should be completed by the 26th of January, weather dependent, of course. The road will be closed during construction the entire time for through traffic. They will accommodate school buses and emergency vehicles, and they're going to post a detour. So this is an extension of the 12-inch water main. The original plans had the water main continuing 700 foot down Holland towards Rucala. They took that out of the plans. I asked why, and we need to widen and took that out of the plans.
So if it's not coming down Holland, but it's still going,
Past Fowler, it's not going past Fowler.
it's not going past Fowler.
Originally it was 700 foot. Past
So
Fowler.
it's not hitting any of the Bedminster homes. Is it hit? Is it?
So the Fowler is going to Spook Hollow Farms.
Okay, so it's going to Spook Hollow. Okay.
That's
So basically it's,
That's- I think that's-
it's coming up Holland,
making the right.
making a jog onto Fowler and then heading into that big property there.
1,200 linear feet
Okay.
down Fowler.
Okay.
That's what they're gonna be doing.
And when you talk about the road closure, is that going to be Holland or Fowler that they're closing?
Whatever they're working.
Okay,
The one thing I did ask was, they have material staged on Fowler currently for PSMG's project. It's a nightmare at that intersection, so I asked them, find an offsite. So they're gonna speak to a couple of different residents, and leave feedback off of the public works garage for the storage of materials, so.
Okay.
This will not take the water main, because the traffic will be.
and the timing for that?
It's starting the 20th. And they should be done hopefully by the end of January. With that included is a.
20th of November?
Yes, sir.
So is that road going to be closed Thanksgiving morning?
They P-PAC did express that they could not work Thanksgiving the day after, so we'll see. It's just closed during construction, and every night everything will be buttoned up.
It's a little bit of an event up there over in on
Yeah.
the P-PAC side. So
Yeah.
glad as long as they know about that.
Yeah.
Okay,
So P-PAC did. With this roadway improvement as well as the PSCG improvement, they're doing a payment in lieu of paving. So for our section of Fowler, they will cut a check to P-PAC and Gladstone, and they'll do the entire road at the same time.
okay.
So.
All right. Thank you for that, Kevin. We do have an executive session. There's no action we'll be taking following our return from executive session. So we'll go through township committee comments. We'll adjourn for executive session. We'll return for the adjournment for the evening. So we'll go through township committee comments. We'll start with Committeeman Stevenson.
Thank you, Mayor. I just want to thank, we'll obviously repeat all the thanks that were said for DPW and for all of the participants and the leaders and Gina for your work on Fall Fest. It was a great event, had a great time. The 38 out of 40, I just also want to thank Robin. That obviously is a check the box kind of checklist, I guess, and, sort of quality assurance to make sure we're doing stuff the right way and to be able to score that high. Thank you, Robin, for everything you're doing, making sure we're on point. So that was, I don't want that to get missed in the shuffle here. That was a very good score for us. And then just lastly, get out there and vote. I don't know who's going to be hearing it, but this is the part of our country that sets us apart from everywhere else in the world. So go out and exercise your right to vote. And good luck to all those that are running. That's it.
Thank you, Committeeman Hickey.
Thank you, Mayor. Just to reiterate, great job on Fall Fest. Tremendous weather, it was a tremendous day. It is a signature Bedminster event. Thank you for everyone involved and all the hard playing that goes on to pull that off. As Doug mentioned, just want to encourage people, make sure their voices are heard tomorrow. And regardless of the outcome, I just want to say what a pleasure it has been to serve with all of you and to serve the people of Bedminster. So thank you. That's all I have.
Thank you, Committeewoman Hernandez.
Thank you, Mayor. Just wanted to, same thing, remind everyone to get out and vote, and also thank Colin for all his hard work on Township Committee, specifically with all the utilities. Amazing what you've accomplished on just my time on Township Committee. So thank you for that. And everybody just get out and vote. And that's all.
Okay, thank you.
We have to pick our lucky winner.
Oh, we have
for
to-
the Find Your Twin contest.
Okay.
I'm surprised how many people found their twin. That was,
Yeah, I was featured on the front page.
yeah, that was a lot of people.
I'm going to win this thing. I'm going to win this.
Yeah, I know. I took them all out. It's just Doug and Kevin.
You guys are twinning?
Yeah.
So we've mixed this up. Can I have you do the honors?
Sure.
Okay.
Look at this.
So we just need you to pick one.
Yeah,
Just one.
make sure it's mine.
Just one, because there's a twin on each side. The winner gets each winner gets $100 gift certificate to China Mediterranean.
That's awesome.
Nice. Drum roll. That one's sticky. That was Doug's.
DAS.
was peanut cheese that had on. Mia Frank Oh, this is no good. We gotta do this.
Okay,
These are Bridgewater people.
well,
Mia Frank, age 9,
Oh,
from Bridgewater. And Christine Mejas, no age given. Also Bridgewater.
Both
So
Hey, you know what? Bridgewater coming up to enjoy.
Bridgewater coming up, enjoying
That's
Bedminster
great.
Fall Fest. Thank you for participating. Thank you all for showing up.
thank you.
We just need that wah sound.
They can come up now
How
and
are they both
enjoy dinner up here in
Where
Bedminster.
do people find each other? How does that even happen? And how do you pick that one
I
out?
don't know who let them in, who was manning, who was manning the entrance gate, Gina?
Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. So once again, just what a terrific job. And Robin, you know, I know we all made some phone calls to clear up the weather after 7 rainy Saturdays in a row,
It
but
was
that one
amazing.
came just perfect.
Yeah, we lucked out.
Amazing.
Just amazing blue skies, warm weather. Gina, Kevin, Neil, Robin, thank you for spearheading this, and also to Bill Rosen from the Recreation Committee. Kevin, what your guys did with those hay bales, the Fall Fest sign, and particularly the cow.
Yeah,
Excellent.
amazing. People
Excellent.
are taking pictures on that all the
Excellent.
time. Oh, and Mayor, don't forget to mention the Memorial Fund Run raised.
Oh, and
Yeah.
the Bryce Rosen Fun Run, which talking to Bill Rosen. I think he's, when we spoke to him on Saturday morning, I think he was $300
Yeah.
short of his $50,000 goal. So I'm almost guessed by now, he's probably there. So just terrific job all around. Get out and vote. Once again, credit to all the candidates who are running, and hope that they're all supported. And with that, I will take a motion to go to executive session.
so moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you. And just a reminder, we will not be taking any formal action when we return from executive session.
No, I'm good. Yep, well said. Thank you so much.
Mr. Roden? You could take 2. It is 8:15. Township Committee has returned from executive session. As I indicated earlier, we are not taking any formal action following our executive session. But I will take a motion to adjourn for the evening.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you and
Thank
good
you.
night.
Good night, John.
Good night, all. Good luck.
Good night, John. Good night, Frank.
Take care, John.
You.
Good night. See you. Have a good night.
Right,
Good night. Thank you.
Good luck.